Hi Gemini, welcome to your New Moon in Leo reading for August 16th, 2023. New moons bring in new cycles. The theme for your next 2 weeks is the Justice card. The answer on this card is ask again. So there you go. And I have justice, law, karma, equity, decision on the card. It is for me very much a karma card. It is weighing your heart against a feather, and if your heart is as light as a feather, you get to move on. So there's sort of a judgment energy that goes along with justice, obviously, right? Because you're weighing the pros and cons of a situation, making a list even of pros and cons to make a decision. But the idea here is, and it's very justice oriented, right, is to, I say this because in the book of I think it is the Egyptian Book of the Dead, yep, you reach a point where you come up against, I believe, the three-headed dog, and your heart is weighed against a feather. So lightness of heart with the Justice card. It is the punishment fits the crime, but it's also, good deeds are also rewarded. So it's not always negative. It is associated with Libra. Okay, you have these Six of Wands. Nice. This is victory in group situations. This is taking a victory lap. It is the number 6, so there is some energy of helping other people out, right? It's a very balanced card, so it goes quite good with the Justice card here because we're searching for balance. You can take a victory lap, but there's more to go with this card, right? We're at 6, we're not at 10 yet, so we've made it halfway through. We've been through some stuff. We've had a small win, and now we are moving on. And again, it's a very service-oriented card, or number, 6, right? So group situations, how can we help within a group situation, or how are we helped within a group situation? This can be people who sing your praises, or you're singing somebody else's praises for their good work done within a group situation. You have a Queen of Swords there, so this could be one of the people that you are celebrating. And this is somebody with sharp features, so pointy nose, high cheekbones, pointy cheekbones, possibly a pointy chin. The eyes are usually a little bit more narrow. They're usually refined people, so they're probably going to be on the thinner side because there's a sort of a nervous energy with them. The Queen of Swords is my Virgo card. That's for me. I think other people will assign an air sign to it. But for me, it's Virgo. And these are people who are very detail-oriented. They can get down to the fine print and read, it's very detail-oriented individual. Again, refinement here with the Queen of Swords. Now, she can have sharp features, so she can also have a sharp mind, and she can have a sharp tongue. But in this case, I think it's her sharp mind that we are celebrating here because it is not negatively aspected. And the sharp tongue just means that she says what she thinks, right? It's not, it doesn't have to be mean or cruel. It's just often not said warmly. It can just be quite blunt. Okay, you have the Five of Cups here. You're behaving as a Five of Cups, so you could have some emotional imbalance, some regrets that you're dealing with. This card asks you to see what is still good in the situation as opposed to only looking at the negative. 5 is the card of imbalance, which pushes us to find balance in the 6. And so you may be dealing with this particular thing alone, whereas you're looking towards a group situation that may be able to help you move through something that is emotionally turbulent for you. Maybe you're getting good advice from somebody within a group situation. And you get your answers. Wow, look at that. Again, you could be giving, but for me, it feels like somebody else can be helping you out with that Ace of Swords. You do get clarity. This is my yes card. So if you have been worrying about something on an emotional level, you find clarity. And, you know, all's well that ends well, as far as I'm concerned. You're taking the right action here after this feeling of kind of emotional imbalance and regret. You see things quite clearly now. And this is the thing, like, this is somebody who wants to clear away the clouds of her mind, right? And she does it. The conflict is pushed down, right? It isn't dissipated, but she has clarity of thought. At some point, though, she's going to have to deal with it on a physical level. And that can be that Six of Cups, right? Or rather, that Five of Cups. But that's taking up action with this Ace of Swords. It is my Triumph and Security card. It is, yes, it is Excalibur, so only the truth can get you out of this situation, but you see things clearly. That's the whole idea with the Ace of Swords. And you act on that clarity. Okay, Knight of Wands. More fire, but this is a message that can come in. And this definitely would be because it's air, right? So, speech, talk. The Knight of Wands can be a little bit of an erratic energy. It can get things excitable. It can be a passionate knight, but he can also be the player, right? Yeah. Okay, when I see this combination, you can be cutting somebody off. Somebody may have cut you off. There can be some emotional distance and mental distance and actual physical distance from somebody. This may have been somebody who you or the other person who just got up and left, kind of thing. There can be some tears where the Three of Swords. So again, the Three Swords are, think of metal, right? It's very cold. It's something that isn't done with a lot of heart. It's blunt and it's to the point. Now, the Three of Swords is definitely a separation card, but that can just be that you feel separate. However, with that Knight of Wands, it's like somebody left quickly. Now, this might even just be somebody who's going off to school, right? This is an intelligent individual who may be going off to college or to school or that sort of thing. And, you know, it comes a little bit quicker than you expected. And that can leave you feeling like empty nest syndrome with that Three of Swords. However, you can see things clearly. It's just an adjustment that you need to kind of do with that Five of Cups. But it does feel like somebody's left or there's some distance. And it does not have to be romantic, and it doesn't have to be a divorce. It can just be kids leaving home, maybe even for the first time. Or maybe the last child left and it is sort of empty nest syndrome. That Knight of Wands kind of leaves me with the feeling of I have this energy and I don't know what to do with it. You know, you've often, you know, you're running after kids or doing for them or taking them places or, you know, busy with school and PTA and whatever parents are busy with. That kind of energy. And all of a sudden, you've got an empty nest. But you do turn around and see the good part of it here with that Ace of Swords. Yeah, there's a big change going on in the household or within a group situation. This is transformation. It's associated with Scorpio, so it's transformation. It is the ending of a situation and the beginning of something else. And there is purification here necessary. So yeah, but it comes with victory, right? It comes with this good card. There's nothing negative about this card. I can't think of anything negative. I'm sure there is. There's always two sides to every coin, but I don't know what it is. And the death card for me can be purification, transformation, the end of one thing moving into the next. But change happens, right? There's no getting around it. Excellent. You're the magician here. So you don't want to manipulate situations in a negative way, and you don't want to manipulate with your emotions. Right? Or passive aggressive kind of energy. What you want to do is try a new skill. Okay? The magician. And remember, this is karma. Remember karma here. So no emotional manipulation. That'll come back to bite you. The magician can be, again, in a negative way. It can be manipulation, and that's not what you want to do. It will come back to bite you with that Justice card. But if you say, okay, then I'll take this time and energy, right? The Knight of Wands, a lot of energy, to pick up a new skill, to master something new. And even if it is to master my emotions, right? To learn how to find that equilibrium. With the Justice card, that's balance, it's equilibrium. It's equanimity. And so the Magician card can, this magician can focus, you as the magician can focus your energy on something that you want to create. And you may actually come up with that idea. You may actually find out what that is. And it can be within this group situation that helps you to change things, that kind of purifies your emotional imbalance, if you will. Magician card is great here. It's your concept, it's your vision for what it is that you want, and every decision that you make should be checked against that decision, against that vision, that concept that you have of your life, or the skill that you're going to build. I want to make a beautiful wooden cabinet, right? So you don't buy cement. It's that kind of energy, right? Simplistic, but I'm just giving you a quick example. Nice card. These two cards together are wonderful, I think. Clarity of vision, right? You know where you're going. You know what it is you want to do. You know what you want to create. You know what you want to skill build. You just know it. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. So the Four of Wands here. These are people, right, in groups that invite you in, that, that think like you, that act like you. But again, we're looking at this thing of like people who, so the empty nest syndrome kind of comes up again here, because let's say this is the dorm room that you are taking your child to for the first time, and you're going in, and the school is welcoming you in, the university is showing you around. But eventually you leave your child behind, to start their life, to begin again, to begin anew, that kind of thing. It is, excuse me, the Four of Wands is a rite of passage. So that would be going off to college or starting school, or even if it's your first child and they're going to preschool or kindergarten, or, whatever, whatever kids start. And you gotta leave them behind, or you're starting work again, right? You're starting work again. You have a child, and you have to leave the child with the babysitter, or at the creche, or something like that. Then it's difficult. But with the Four of Wands there, these are good people. They're people that think like you, that act like you, that invite you in. This can be the marketplace as well, someplace where you can build, to sell your projects and your wares. It can be that kind of energy. It looks a little mixed, but in the end it comes out quite stable. You find your stability here. You find the right people and scenarios and places that fit your needs, and can help you to kind of, like, it's like you get messages or that sort of thing. And maybe if it is a child, probably a female here, but if it is a child that's going off to school or whatever, this person may call you every night or text you a lot, or they're missing you just as much kind of energy, and so you hear from each other. There's still that wonderful bond there with that Four of Wands, but it is a rite of passage, and so everybody goes through it, everybody deals with it, everybody will have to at some point deal with the situation. Okay? And that Five of Cups is probably very temporary until you can turn your attention to what is possible, especially with that Magician card. Okay, so what does Spirit want you to know? You have the Beyond. This is not a normal tarot card. It is the soul. So interesting with the Magician there. And even the Justice card. Apathy is the negative side of this. Your belief system and higher beings. And doubt and mistrust are on the negative side of this card. It's not a normal tarot card, so I'm just going to give you what it says there, but it really feels to me like there is somebody who is around you, guiding you, maybe an ancestor, right? A parent that has passed, somebody on the other side who is helping you along at this time. And you may feel them, or memories can come up, or maybe you're seeing a reader or a psychic, a medium rather, who can bring this person around. For me, as I'm speaking, I get a grandmother feeling for somebody out there. This would have been somebody who maybe, it kind of dissipates, but it's sort of like she would have rinsed her hair with the colors that they do back then. So like a blue or a pink kind of color. Anyway. Well, that's a little too specific for for such a general reading. But it does tell me that there is somebody from the other side who's with you, and working with you, which I find quite interesting with the Death card here and this Queen of Swords. If this is a loved one from the other side, again, this would have been somebody who is quite refined, and I think they would have dressed very neat. If nothing else, they were quite clean. All right. I know, again, that's too specific. Thank you for listening. I hope this has been helpful. I will return in 2 weeks with a full moon reading. Very much appreciated. Take good care.